Hello, fans, viewers, subscribers. It's me, Ruku. I'm here on a live recording today. Just recapping about 2018, really. Just wanting to share with you some of my favourite subscribers, some of the stuff that I've learned over 2018 in trying beer and experimenting with different varieties of beer as well. Also, I'll be mentioning some of my best comments of 2018 because let's be honest, we're here, Christmas Eve 2018, and not only do I feel festive, but also I just want to really appreciate you fans because without you, I wouldn't be doing these videos. So it's really you guys and girls out there that really keep me going. And if it wasn't for you, then, well, I don't know what I'd be doing. Probably laying somewhere down in a nice ditch getting absolutely smashed. Yeah, that's right, I probably would. But I'm not. And I'm thankful that I'm in good health and my spirits are high. I'm also thankful for a lot of things as well. Lots of different beers that I've tried, and also for you fans as well coming in, interacting with this channel especially. So I will be sitting here just having a beer which is one of my favourites. It's Westmalle Trappist. Not going to review this because obviously I've already reviewed it, so check that out on my channel, but I'm merely here to just chill, have a drink and just recap on 2018. What a year it's been, fans. It really has been a year. You know, 2018 has been one of those years where I've tried so many different drinks. I've had some good, some bad, some ugly. But we're going to go down in style, and I nearly didn't do this video actually, but I've just changed my mind because I'm bored and I've got time to kill. Christmas is all up and running, I have done everything. I've asked Santa / Father Christmas for my presents. And also, I'm still alive. That's right, I'm still alive. Why would I still be alive, you ask? Is there something wrong with you, Ruku? No, there's not. It's just that I did a video, 2 videos, where I stole my girlfriend's fruit beer and got in trouble for that later on. Yes, I still have all my private parts, thankfully, and I haven't got any black eyes, and as far as I can tell, I still have my arms and my legs. But, you know, that was just part of it, you know. In my defence, she didn't drink the beer, so I thought, why not? Let's go and nick it. Very nice too. Well, one of them was nice, and the other one wasn't so nice. Yeah, I don't know how she puts up with me, my girlfriend. She really must hate me at times, but never mind. Yeah, you know, it's just really interesting some of the beers that I've had over the years, especially this year in particular, and you know, I've learned an awful lot. I've learned a lot of history about where beer comes from, certain brewing processes that they use for beer, different, you know, materials, as it were, ingredients, things like this, you know. So I've really learned a lot in 2018, and I've had some great laughs as well reading some of your comments. Yes, exactly. Some of you out there have got a good sense of humour, and others are very informative, so thank you all for your comments. I've enjoyed reading a lot of them, but you know, I will be getting to that a little bit later. Yeah, you know, it all goes well, you know, in 2018, whereby I have been fortunate to have some really nice beer, some very rare beers as well that I've had in 2018. And for me, I think, like I said before, it's just a highlight of you fans that have come in and just commented, and you've shared my videos, and I really do appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, I'm sure that you know, if I can, and I will keep doing these videos as long as there is demand to. You know, if you guys come in and subscribe and you like every video and you comment, then I'll keep going. But yeah, going back to, obviously I will get to some of the best comments of 2018, of course, and some of the shout outs that I will be doing to some of you subscribers. But in the meantime, just getting back to some of the beers that I've had and the rarity of some of these beers, you know, Facts, the 10% beer, I mean, what the fuck was that about? 1 litre can. I mean, do they even do beer in litres? But this really did taste quite bad. But when you got down and drank more of it, it actually wasn't too bad in the end, and that really surprised me. And the Danish, they're renowned for this sort of stuff. They will give you the hardest hitting beer and the strongest beer they can. And they don't care. It's just legal out there to just do what the fuck they want. Just carry on brewing. Make it stronger. Why not? You know, and this is what I love. This is the stuff that I hunt for. Something that's unusual, something that maybe has a different taste. I mean, this doesn't have any. Well, it's not nothing special, but there's loads of beers out there that you can get chocolate beer, you can get banana flavored beer, you can get beer that's 65%. I did that 4 years ago. Tasted like petrol, but hey. And there is a vast market out there for certain gimmick beers. And now that the beer world is producing these craft beers, these little small brewers that you see that have these little cans on the shelves in your supermarkets and whatnot, they're all out there to design away from the big boys like Westmalle and all the other hard hitters. But it really does get me is the design on these cans. These are little small boys like me and like you that have come together and said, you know what, let's overthrow the big ones. Let's do this. Let's make something. And that's where my respect goes out to them, because after all, without these little guys, the beer market would be pretty bland and boring. Every time I go into a shop, an off-license, convenience store, whatever you want to call them, I always see the same beers. And then when I go somewhere different and I see that little can or something that's outrageous like what the Danish bring us at a 10%, I have to grab it. Or if it's a gimmick beer, maybe it tastes like banana. Who knows? I have to grab it because it makes life interesting, fans. So yeah, I've learnt a lot in 2018. Some of my highs, of course, off camera, I have got smashed on a few beers. I won't deny that. I don't record that because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see that. Me stumbling around, falling over. Probably entertaining to watch, but I don't want to make a fool of myself. But it does make you laugh, and especially when I nicked my girlfriend's beer as well. Yeah, she wasn't happy about that. I did replace it. I'm not evil. There is one still in there for her. And time will tell if she drinks that, and if she doesn't, guess who's having that? Yeah, that's right. And Christmas is all a good time of year, fans. Christmas is the joyous season, the holiday if you're American, to really get behind things. We ask for, let's face it, a load of our rubbish that we don't actually need when we can go out and purchase this any time of year. For me, I ask for very basic things, but those that know me well know what I'm after, and they will always buy me a beer. And it's interesting because I have next year, starting in 2019, I have a beer from the furniture shop IKEA. I know. Why? I don't know. It was given to me as a gift, an early Christmas present that I have opened, and I've yet to review, but I will be reviewing it, so I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, it's not going to taste too bad. But again, it's just a nice bit and a nice way, I think, to experiment in the beer world, get down all these different beers. But not only that, the history behind beer as well is very entertaining, and it's mind-blowing what you can really learn from beer. You take, for example, Leffe, Duvel, Westmalle, for example. This was brewed by monks. Who'd have thought in a world out there that these monks are dedicating their life to brewing excellent beer that's flavourful, that's strong. Hats off to them. I couldn't do it. Being locked up in solitary confinement for fucking 12 hours a day, not having a shag and not seeing your friends, and God, no way. I suppose the best bit is they get to try their produce, but I'm guessing that that might be under wraps a little bit. We probably don't really know to the extent that goes on behind those abbey walls. I know what I'd be doing. Right, let's move on. I've got a bit of a list here, so the shout-outs now come. So if you don't get mentioned, it's no negativity towards you. It just means that obviously you haven't been so interactive on my channel as maybe these people that I'm about to shout out to. Same goes with the comments. The comments, I've just picked a handful that to me are okay. They're quite funny, but a majority of comments that I've had between you fans are just interacting, talking one-on-one about beer, etc. So I haven't included those. So the first shout out I would like to give is to Louisiana Beer Reviews. This guy, I don't know if he's watching or if he's going to watch this later, but if you are Louisiana Beer Reviews, then I've enjoyed a lot of your videos. Especially being an American, we don't get too much American beer here in the UK. We tend to get the crap stuff. I say crap, I can't really call it too much crap, but we don't get the range that you have. Okay, we do not get like all these wonderful beers that you get, and these unusual beers that you get we don't tend to get that. We just get Budweiser, we get Bud Light. We used to have Bud Light Lime about 15, 16 years ago, I do believe. Not anymore. My next shout out is Transcript Junkie. He's a loyal fan of mine. Absolutely love this guy. He cracks me up. He's also recommended a lot of like beers from Vietnam as well. And he's, from what I understand, has been travelling around Vietnam. Often reports back to me, what is a good beer in Vietnam and what isn't. Because again, here in the UK, it's very hard to track down Vietnamese beer. It's incredibly hard, and those that you can get often taste like rice. Yeah, because they brew it with rice. I guess it's just an abundance out there. My next shout out is a guy called Dave, who I know. So Dave, if you're watching, you know who you are, mate. I don't need to say anything about you because I'm sure your daughter will fill you in, and your daughter is Evie. So Evie, if you're watching, again, another shout out to you. You are my youngest YouTube subscriber, as far as I know. I won't disclose your age, but thank you very much for watching, Evie. Electron Power is my next shout out. He's often interacted with me a lot. There's always something going on with Electron Power. He's always very, very polite. He gets my humour as well. He also has got a lot going on his channel as well, mostly to do with fixing electricals. So if you're like me and you're rubbish at DIY or anything like that, and you can't wire a plug socket to save your life, he's the guy to watch. He will show you lots of stuff. And I'll be honest, I have learned a fair bit from watching some of his videos, actually. And the last shout out is to someone. Yep, I know, strange name, right? Got a feeling he's to do with Electron Power. And someone, whoever you are, I don't know who you are, but you're someone. Always liking my comments. I love the name as well, Someone likes this. Just it's got a ring to it, right? Right, best comments of 2018. Best comments. I've just picked some at random. There's a lot to choose from, but some of them are random. I had a comment on the Foster's beer review I did I think it was like many years ago. When was it, 2018? I'm not sure if I've cheated on this one, but I can't remember. But I just had to include it. He quoted, "It has a sour, pissy smell to it." Sour, pissy smell. Yeah, okay. I nothing against Foster's. I don't personally like it because it's too commercialised. It's too bland to me. There's no flavour. And it's not an Australian beer either. It's mass-produced for the English market. Why, I don't know. If you really want a good Australian beer, look at Tooheys Little Creatures. Carlton as well. Carlton Cold, that's pretty nice. That's not bad either. This is one of my favourite comments from Electron Power. He says, and he knows me too well as well, he knows I like these dangerous beers. He said, "Well, that's a high score. It looks dangerous. Be careful." I just love the concern. He knows that I like all these 10, 12% beers. And I don't care, I will drink them. In actual fact, the one I'm drinking now is actually 7%. I don't know if you can see that right on the front there, 7%. 7%, yeah. Nice as well. He knows that I like all these hard-hitting beers, and he knows as well that you can, if you drink too much, you can end up on your arse. Another one from, I think it was Electron Power. He said, he quoted something I said when I stole my girlfriend's beer, and as much as it was entertaining reading it, it did make me laugh as well, and I know it made him laugh, but he re-quoted it back to me. "I don't use ice because I'm hardcore." Now, for those that haven't seen the video, I stole my girlfriend's fruit beer, and you're supposed to have fruit beer with ice. It basically dilutes it from the artificial taste that it brings. Not all fruit beers like it, but there is a few fruit beers out there that are really strong, a bit overpowering on the taste and the senses. And I didn't use ice because I don't see the point. Why water down a beer? It doesn't taste the same. You're not supposed to add water in a beer. Although the Belgian fruit beers will disagree with you, and they say, yeah, go ahead, put some ice in it. It just mellows it down. I don't see the point. Um, I think again another one. I'm not sure who this was from. I know this was from one of the guys that I've shouted out to. It's either Electron Power or Transkit Junkie, but either way, again, Transkit Junkie gets my humour as well, and I'm glad he does. But he said, haha, perhaps a customer support hotline simply redirects local ambulance dispatch. Yeah, basically getting to the point that I may be in hospital from drinking too much high strength, horrible beer. And that was quoted on the Tennent's beer. Tennent's is from Scotland, it's like 9%. I would avoid it, absolutely avoid it. And then finally, I love this one. This just proves that every man has the beer nicking glass inside of his blood and veins. We see a glass, we love to nick it. It says, when my boy was a baby, I used to stash them in the bottom of the pushchair. Nicely done. Nicely done indeed. And yeah, he's right. I mean, we do nick glasses. We go down to our local bar and we nick a glass. If we see it, we nick it, you know. And our wives and girlfriends don't appreciate this. But when you're like me and you've got a whole cupboard of 30 plus glasses, it becomes a nice little attraction because you can drink a beer out of any glass you want. You're not restricted to one, two, or three glasses. We're talking as many glasses as you. So, yeah, what have I learned? Well, let's break it down. I've learned in 2018 not to nick your girlfriend's beer. I've learned that don't be afraid of the craft brewery market. You know, they are there, and I think they're here to stay. Some of these craft breweries brew in a better way than I think the standard commercialised beers do. I'm talking about there are some that will have the great big tanks of beer behind in actual live view of the bar. So your bar's here and they've got this great big tank behind it, and the beer will actually run through it directly into the tap that the barman or bartender will pour your pint into. And this just goes to show that it's very, very fresh. It is the freshest beer you could ever have. And again, normal commercialised bars, pubs would not do this, but only crafts do. Not every craft, I mean, I can name one or two that do that. You know, things like orange IPA, things like this. I mean, who the fuck would put orange in a beer? But it works really well. You know, the big boys, the hard boys out there have been brewing beer for millennia have done this because they know that it does work well. But now the craft market is catching up and they're experimenting. So much so that I believe that a new style of beer that's out there is a milkshake IPA. I believe this one is going to be the biggest, or one of the biggest upcoming on the market. They basically use lactose. They have, I've only had one so far, but I'm looking at various few. But they basically use lactose in the beer, and it makes it smoother, it makes it fruitier, and to be fair, they have a lot of different flavours in these milkshake IPAs. You've got the bitterness from the hop, you've got this overwhelming fruity feeling, this fruity taste, and the limits and possibilities on this are next to none. You can just go to whatever the hell you want. So that's what I like about it. It's a smoother beer, more flavour coming through. Just other than the standard hops and the bitter and all that, you get more. That's why I really like it. So I only discovered Milkshake IPA, I think, literally this time last year, and ever since that I've been on the lookout for these, but then they're very hard to find. But if you find them, you're lucky. Also, this year in 2018, I've also really opened my eyes a little bit more to the IPA market. I'm not a fan of IPAs. I will say I am a massive fan of the American IPAs and the Belgium IPAs because neither of them taste really sort of hoppy and that sort of, to me, that horrible feel. But what they do give is a fantastic array of flavour. You get a hot bite at the end, and each and every one varies in style. So I have learned a lot from these guys. These are the people that I look out for. I think to myself, wow, You know, a little brewery maybe somewhere in Indiana or I don't know, Michigan, for example. You know, never heard of them, and all of a sudden they come out with this fantastic beer. And again, I wish these people very good luck indeed, and I want these people to do well. You know, and again, there was a story. I think was it about 2 years ago. In actual fact, here in England we have craft beer group, a craft beer company called Camden Pills, and an interesting thing happened. It actually made the news here in England because I suppose it was so spectacular. And to be honest with you, it wasn't all about people getting murdered, so it made a nice change for once. But what actually happened was InBev basically approached them and offered them a substantial amount of money to buy them out. And do you know what Camden Pills said? They said, no matter what money you throw at us, you are not buying us out. We are not for sale. And to me, that really did make it for me. I was like, thank you. Because it goes to show that even a little man has a massive market. And it doesn't take a big gun to come in, throw money at you, and say, we'll take over production. Your recipes, but we get the revenue. That's wrong. If you created a beer and you sell it, and by all means, in my eyes, that's your right as a producer to get it out there, to make people happy and really get the taste that you really dreamt of and you crafted, maybe slaved over. You know, beer is perfection at the end of the day. You can have massive flavour. Also, 2018 brought me some really interesting things. A lot of you fans commented on what you would like to see in a beer, and this is what absolutely cracked me up. Is some of the comments. I mean, there's a guy who was a regular. I don't know if he still watches these. I think if I remember rightly, his name was Tom. I've not heard from him for a while. So Tom, if you're watching, get involved, mate. You are on my Facebook page, I do believe. So I'll be bugging you soon because I haven't heard from you. Basically, when I said on my Facebook like page, you know, what beers would you like me to do in future? He comes back with a grotesque beer that you can only possibly imagine would be your worst nightmare. Turns out he's basically recommended a beer that, or a stout that was made with bull testicles. Bull testicles. Great big bull testicles. Yeah? The animal. The one with the horns, like a bison. Funny thing is, each bottle contains 2 testicles. So not only are you drinking its future children, but you're also drinking the veins. Ugh. Oh no, I'm not even going to go there. I mean, it was just disgusting, but that sadistic part of me was like, where can I get this from? Sadly, I never did hunt it down, but it made it big in America. It was designed as a joke beer for a practical joke on April Fools. And these guys come together, basically made a beer, blended these bull testicles into it, and said, well, fuck it, you can drink it. And didn't tell the guy. This guy supposedly drank it, and when they told him, he was disgusted. And the fans went mental. They went absolutely mental and was like, we need to get some of this, carry on brewing it, we want to try this. And it did, and it sold out. It sold out. Now they say you got to get your protein intake, but my god. That's like a, what was it, on American Pie, the film? Was it a stale ale or something, or a pale ale, something like that? But yeah, I mean, getting comments like that, this is what fuels me to do these videos, and it's a real love and appreciation that only the true beer fans give me. You know, like I said, Louisiana Beer Reviews, he comments basic comments, and he comes in and he's not afraid to tell me and say, look, Ruku, I love this beer, or I didn't think much of it. You know, like me, he's had a lot of beer, and all respect to him. You know, I love the guy personally. I think he's great. His channels is really, yeah, it's just good. It's just good. I find myself mostly prioritizing his videos over anyone else's because when I'm watching it, he just gets straight to the point. He reviews some beer that I've never even thought of drinking, and some I've even never even heard of. So, and again, people like Transcript Junkie, coming in telling me, hey, I've been to Vietnam, try this beer. It's just people like that is what I live for. And without you fans, as I said before, I wouldn't be doing these videos. So 2018 has been a fantastic year for me in beer. I've tried 10% beer. I've tried I've tried milkshake IPAs. I've tried different fruit beers. I've even tried a bit more Australian and Austrian beer as well. I had an Austrian beer that's Eggenberg, I think it's pronounced Eggenberg. Yeah, not a big lover of it, but again, it was worth a try. The Rhino IPA one I had, Albino, no, what was it? Rhino IPA or something. I can't remember the name. Rhino IPA from India. Again, it was like a craft Indian beer, and again, I would never pick that up. So I've really opened my eyes, and I think the lesson of this year in 2018, especially if you're a beer lover, would be simply open your eyes a little bit. Go and scout the market, find what you can, okay, and try these different beers because yeah, you're gonna like some and you're gonna hate some, but that's just the mass market. Yeah, I don't like every beer I try on this channel. Of course I don't. Some I even throw away the minute I've finished filming because they're so rancid. I.e. Tenants, but such is life, Can't win them all. So 2018 then, fans, has been a fantastic year for me. And I'm glad that you guys have all commented, came in, liked, subscribed, and hopefully shared my videos. That's what I really want. I want new subscribers coming in. I don't get a lot of subscribers, I must admit. When I've looked at other channels, I'm probably really low down on the market on the beer spectrum, but it's you fans that can only build me up. I will produce the beer if you subscribe. So, I'm going to sign off now. But just remember, fans, anytime you come in and you like my video, you subscribe. I do appreciate it, I really do. So don't be thinking, oh, this guy doesn't really care, because I do. Every single one of you are like my family. I'll look out for you if you look out for me. If you don't, then, well, go fuck yourself. But I'm generally happy to support anyone that's going to support me, so... And that's what I do best, I suppose. I support people, and also I'll try these beers and really put my neck out on the line for you fans. So there we are, Christmas Eve for you here in 2018. God, that's going to be a thing that I'm not going to say anymore, is it? Because we're going to be entering 2019 shortly. Tomorrow I'll just be uploading, or even later today, even I might actually do it later today. I might upload just an appreciation to you fans for being so loyal. But wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I wish that Santa Claus brings you all the gifts that you need and everything you want. And just remember, fans, if you don't get beer in that little present or the stocking, don't worry. It's not the end of the world.